Game Award winner. Yeah, that's right. Make that noise. Mr. Neil Newbon! Why, hello. How are we doing? That shirt is everything? I need 2 of those. Yes, absolutely. Good evening. Welcome to Philly. We're super happy to have you here.
Thank you so much. It's
Absolutely.
nice to be here.
Absolutely.
Nice to meet you.
Now, oh yes. I've tested the room. Everyone hates your work. They're just like they just can't stand.
That tracks.
Like, they just don't like it.
They're here for, they thought like somebody else was going to be here.
They were like Neil Diamond. That's what they thought, and it was crazy. And I was like, no, get it right. But no, I gotta know. Okay, so video games is such a prevalent part of your career right now, for sure. How are video games growing up for you? Being overseas, was that a huge culture in the UK?
Massive, yeah.
Really?
I mean, I've been playing games since the 80s.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so
we gotta go system games. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
What you got? What was your first? What was your game du jour back in the day?
So I used to play a thing called a ZX Spectrum,
now.
which is a very classic.
Gamers.
I know, right? I know. Thank you, the one Gen Xer in the room.
I was gonna say, come on, I knew what it was.
No, these things were so old that you used to have to program your own games through basic code. So I used to do basic code and make my own games. It was terrible.
No.
And there was a heartbreaking thing that's like Back to School, Rebel Star, these very early games I used to play. They were like tape-based. It took 45 minutes to load up.
Right.
And can we use profanity or not? That's not a question for you. That's a question.
Listen, you're the star.
I'll try to avoid it.
Yeah.
But basically, it was an emotional roller coaster because 45 minutes to load, like that would just go on and on with all these different colours. And at some point during the gameplay, if it broke, it would be like, can I then sit through another 45 minutes of my young life to invest in a game that's kind of, So that was my first gaming experience.
I think the investment that you gave back then is part of the reason why you're so phenomenal now. So.
I just love the fact that back then my parents would go, he's wasting his life on games. Do you know what I mean? It's like, he'll never make a future of this. This is a terrible waste of his time.
I need you to build a time machine and go back and tell your parents, ha! Like, just say ha!
No, I wouldn't have done that. I would have gone back to my younger self and said that the fascination I had with stories, books, novels, games, roleplay,
everything.
Even though I got bullied for it, would be a testament to what I was allowed to do as an artist.
I love that. Make some noise for that, y'all, for real.
One thing I think if anybody needs to hear this is that, don't let anybody tell you what you should like and how you should be in life, because ultimately it's your life, not theirs.
Come on now.
And a lot of bullying is about that. So, ignore them.
Fuck Gospel of Neil right now. I am here for all of that. Absolutely. When it comes to acting, this is something of a family business, yes?
Yeah, it is.
So when you decide to get in, is it immediately welcomed, or are you kind of aware of the pitfalls, and your family's kind of like, don't do this?
Wait, sorry.
In terms of getting into the acting business, was it something that, like, when you're like, hey, I think I want to get into it?
Oh no, I knew when I was a kid.
Okay.
I don't really talk much about my private life, but I don't mind talking about these aspects.
Of course.
It's all about games and my work and stuff. But my mum encouraged me to get into acting. I think because she wanted to be an actor but didn't have the bravery at the time, because she was like from the 50s and 60s, right?
Gotcha.
So it was a little different.
Yeah.
And so I showed a propensity and an enjoyment of theatre and all that stuff. So she really helped me get into it in a way of like National Youth Theatre and stuff like that. So she sort of helped encourage me. I was lucky. When I was an adult, I think they all thought I should quit. But as a kid, she was like,
it's fine.
No, they were just not because they didn't like it, just because they saw the amount of pain I went through.
I understand.
Do you have any actors in the room? I am so sorry for them. I'm not sorry you found acting. I'm sorry for what you may or may not go through. Because it's a very lonely experience, even though other actors have the same experience. When you go through it, it feels so deeply personal. When you don't get a gig. Here's the thing, unless you know this already, so apologies. Try and think about the audition as the job, not the job. Just think about going into the room and showing your work. That is your job. That's what you do as an actor. And then if you get the job, you get another opportunity with that character to develop it further. The second that I changed my point of view on that, it revolutionized my auditions. It stopped me being really insecure about myself and about my work and about being an actor and all that kind of stuff. And I just got on with the job at hand. It was great.
Make some noise for that one more time.
You're now a part of the cult, darling. Well done.
Because, and I think there's
I sound like a cult leader. I'm so sorry.
And we are all happily joining in, yes. Kool-Aid is being spread out to everyone, it's fine. But no, I think the thing about it is finding the professionalism in art craft is so very important because it does stave away those feelings of, oh, I'm not good enough. It's sometimes the role isn't right, and that's
absolutely,
fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Not only that, but also a big part of life, modern life, that people have to deal with, I think, is this somehow insidious subconscious sense of entitlement that is seeped through culture, is seeped through media, is seeped through all this kind of stuff that sometimes we're not even aware of. That occasionally can get the better of us when we think that, oh, that's not fair, life owes me. Right. Life owes you dick.
Nothing.
It doesn't owe you anything. People can be fair, right? If they choose to be. They should choose to be. But life is not fair. And here's the thing, that all this stuff is not bad. It's just reality.
Yes.
So if you're lucky enough to get the job, then you should have extreme gratitude for that. I'm not talking about being taken advantage of or exploitation, different conversations. But if you have a good job and it's great, no matter what it is, whether it's acting or whatever, wood carpentry, whatever the thing is, if you enjoy it, if it fulfills you and you can make money from it, be grateful every day for it.
Of course.
And hold that close, because life is a real shit for show sometimes. And it's hard.
Yes.
And that's the great thing about our life, if you choose it in a certain way, is that the control you have is your choice.
Love it.
Of what you want to do with your life. It's hard, it's not easy, but if you're lucky, great.
That perspective is why we're all fans of you. Like literally that right there. The gratitude in every performance. And I think there's something magical about hearing you discuss how you get to that space. Can we get into the methodology of your acting?
Sure.
Because I read somewhere that, particularly in Baldur's Gate, you studied a cat for...
Yeah, I used a lot of stuff in Astarion. I mean, I've been training I would say I've been training for almost 20 years.
I love it.
So I started training 4 years in method, and I developed other skills, developed my voice. I do a lot of work at like Larkin work, Meisner, Malcolm's work, community dell'arte, mask work, animal studies, movement, all that kind of stuff. So I've tried to pick as many different skill sets and develop them as far as I can. It takes a long time, obviously. And I'm definitely not a master of acting, I would say.
I disagree. I think you're quite masterful at it.
I think I'm good. I'm definitely know that I'm good. I don't know about that level yet.
How about
that takes a
how
lot
about we ask them? How about we ask them?
It's fine. But the point I'm trying to make is that I still consider myself very much a journeyman crafts person.
I appreciate that.
I think that's the thing about the craft, is that it's a lifelong interaction.
Yes, there's always something to learn.
There's always something to new to learn. Sometimes you start getting into a habit and you have to break that habit and make something else, which is the cool thing about it. With Astarion, we had 4.5 years. It was one of the most detailed, developed characters. Stephen Rooney is a beautiful writer. And the other writers that contributed towards Astarion as well, they were incredible.
Absolutely.
The source material was fantastic to begin with. So it gave me a lot of fuel to really push as far as I possibly could every aspect of him and do as many different tools in him.
I love it.
So, but yeah, the cat is called Cat because I respect his privacy.
Right.
It's a stray cat that lives in my garden from time to time. He's now adopted one of the neighbours.
Okay.
So he's semi-stray.
Got you.
But he's mad. He's completely bonkers. He can be delightful and cuddle up to you and fall asleep on you.
Right.
And then you can touch him on the head and he'll just destroy you.
That's right.
So I thought, okay, aspects of that are quite similar to Astarion. So I thought it was kind of fun to his grace and his certain, don't touch me. It's all that kind of stuff. It's that sort of like flip, the little switch flip.
Yes.
The switch that I have with his vocality and tonality is kind of based on the cat.
I love it. What it goes to show is that as a storyteller, your powers of observation are super high, and that inspiration can come from the most strange of places. That's a stray cat in the yard, like not a problem.
Well, I don't know if I come from strange places. I think, again, actors in the room should know that. You know, that any study, anything that we do is about humanity.
True.
Whether you're playing an alien, or you're playing a rock monster, or a sexy vampire.
Right.
You know what the thing is, right? It's about a study of humanity and what it is to be human. So your source material is the entire world, and nature, and animals, and people, and interactions, and history. So if anybody here is a budding actor, one thing you should also be is an armchair historian. Historian? Yeah, that sounds right.
That's right. Yeah.
You should be a historian as well, because you should see the patterns of humanity that we continually repeat, sadly. And you should learn from that, because actually I get a lot of inspiration from stories and other things as well, fictional and factual.
Yeah.
And it's a very great source material to design a character.
That is wonderful. Make some noise again for the talent.
The British in me is going, oh shit. Just tell me I'm crap, please.
No, welcome to America.
I know, right? I dig the American enthusiasm, I gotta say. I dig it because it's unabashed.
Yes.
People just go for it.
We do mean it. We absolutely mean it. Because if we don't like you, we will definitely tell you.
That too.
Yes.
Yeah. And let me tell you why.
Yeah. First of all.
Well, good for you.
Obviously, Baldur's Gate has a great D&D tie to it. Were you a tabletop gamer at all still?
Still role.
Okay.
I still roleplay. Okay, is there anything that I consider is sound like a euphemism?
You are in the greatest space for that statement to occur, so you're more than fine.
I used to play bunch of roleplay games when I was about 8.
I love it.
I used to play a thing called Dragon Warriors, which is like...
Dragon Warriors?
No, unless you're a certain age, thank you, one person. Dragon Warriors is like D&D for dummies. It's like basically D&D. There was 5 books, and it got more and more overtly complicated on really basic rule sets.
Yes.
And it was alright, but it was a good way of introduction. I got to D&D and had my role players.
That's awesome. What is the longest D&D campaign that you've ever been a part of?
Actually, not D&D. The longest campaign I've ever been part of was Warhammer Roleplay First Edition.
Let's talk about it. How long did you go?
We went 4 years. I was the GM for it.
That's dedication.
It was very cool.
That's what I'm talking about.
We got into anthology status.
Oh my God, I love it. Yeah. Okay, so I've had the pleasure of chatting with you directly. I would invite you guys to chat it up. So we've got the 2 microphones on either side. We'll go back and forth.
Have you got any water backstage? I'm sorry? Got any water backstage? I don't know why I'm using the microphone. They didn't have any water?
So...
They have very dry answers if that's
all right. They didn't have any water. Somebody go get Neil a bottle of water. What are we doing here?
Please? That's 20,000.
Yeah, like literally, bottles of water just chucked up. What it is they want us to roll for it, and it's all of it.
I always get that once. That's fine.
We'll start on this side, she'll go back forward. Hello.
Hi, Christine.
Hello. The Gen Xer, as you can see, yeah.
That's right.
Kind of a 2-part question. What is your favorite thing to say in Astarion's accent, and have you used the Astarion accent for a personal gain?
He's about to get some water in just a second.
So you know who I am, yeah.
First one, no. Don't have a favorite. Second, I've used it for personal loss. Definitely used that. I think I've definitely been pissed off at somebody, and I tried to diffuse the situation. Thank you, by using Astarion's accent as a way of diffusing the situation. Thanks, man. That's really kind of you.
Thank you. Yes. Our savior.
God bless you, son. Thank you. Thank you for your service. Thanks very much. Hope that answers your question.
Yes, thank you. Hello.
Hi.
What's your name, love?
Logan.
Hi, Logan.
Logan.
I was wondering if there are any other mannerisms kind of besides Astarion's laugh that you've kind of adopted as your own?
No, not like actually adopted. I put them on, because they're funny as hell. But I definitely, no, his giggle was the only thing that I've come away with. And that's enough. I think it's enough. Because I walked around like this the whole time going, hello. What's that, officer? I was speeding, was I? No, it doesn't help. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to be useful. No, the only thing I got is his giggle. And that's only when I feel particularly mischievous, which is quite often, I think. But thank you, good question. Thank you very much.
Great question, thank you. Hello.
Hi. I'm Mars.
Hi, Mars.
So, something that I love as a consumer of media is crossover, and you've played several iconic characters at this point, obviously Astarion, but also Heisenberg, and
she can. Then you dig it.
And for anyone who also played the game Detroit to Become Human, you played a character that I prefer not to remember his name because he reminds me of Elon Musk, and then also an android-phobic cop. So my question for you
Give me a
is,
coffee, dipshit. Get him a lot.
my
Sorry.
favorite part is when you go.
Yeah, that was a funny moment. I didn't think David was going to let me get away with it.
So,
He was very generous with me. He let me get away with a lot of shit.
My question for you is, if you were to put Gavin and Heisenberg and Astarion, and we'll throw in Elon Musk clone too, if you were to put all of them in a room together, how do you think that would go?
I don't know. I've got to be honest, these questions I have zero opinion on. The reason that is I'd much rather hear your opinion on it. Because I had no existence, do you know what I mean? I already did that job. So I purposely don't have headcanon for any of my characters. Because it's better that I hear your canon. Here's the thing as an actor, right? We live the story, we do our work, we create it with the writers, the directors, and everybody else, all the amazing people at Larian or Quanti, whatever it is, whichever game we're on. And then we offer it up. At that point, I say goodbye to that experience. And we just watch and see what happens. Because that's art. I don't have an opinion beyond it because I don't really think it's valid. Because here's the thing, I want to know, I'd much rather you tell me your opinion on that. So tell me your opinion. Everybody's listening. With bated breath, darling.
I spent too much time thinking about this. I think Gavin would probably have enough to just be so fucking done with the story.
There we go.
I can't stand this guy. Heisenberg would be the really interesting one. I feel like Elon Musk clone would be sitting in the back just studying everyone's...
His name, it's okay.
I don't remember his name.
That's the truth. That's what
Anybody else want to educate them?
Yes.
What's his name?
Kamsky.
There you go.
Elijah Kamsky, that was his name.
Go.
Yep. He would be in the back studying everybody's everything, and Heisenberg is. I feel like Heisenberg and Astarion, that would be a dynamic to watch.
That'd be an interesting vibe.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to take up any more of your
Thanks so
time,
much.
but thank you.
No worries.
Appreciate that. And another one. Hello. Yeah, that's right.
So I'm a film student, unapologetically fishing for ideas. What do you?
Yeah, there were witnesses here, right?
What do you think the most important stories are to be told right now?
Ooh.
The most important stories, all of them. All of them. All stories are important. It really depends on what you're trying to say as a filmmaker. I mean, in my opinion, it's completely irrelevant to your art. What do you think is the most important story that you want to tell? That's the question. So don't ever ask anybody, what do you think is the best story to tell? When you're really looking for ideas for yourself. You need to ask them for yourself. What story do you want to tell? You don't have to answer.
Right, I'm just thinking.
No, but it's a very important point. As an actor, people try to sometimes emulate other performances. That's a great actor. I want to be like that. Fuck that. Be your own person. Be your own artist. Be your own voice. Make sense?
Yes.
Very important that you have that mentality shift, because then you won't be in competition with anybody. You'll just be doing what you want to do. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
I love that. Hello.
Hello, I'm Mackenzie.
Hi, Mackenzie.
I just wanted to ask, what did you love the most about Astarion while you were playing your role as Astarion?
What do I love?
What do you love the most about Astarion?
About him as a character, or about the experience?
The character arc.
Oh, sure. I just love the fact his like incessant drive and desire to be utterly free, and therefore unshackled by other people's opinions of him. Still with the capacity of being able to be a friend, or fall in love, or be a terrible, terrible person. I like the fact that I got to play all of them. So, yeah, I mean, it sounds weird, but actually I got to play every iteration of Astarion. That's a dream for him.
Absolutely.
Because you only usually get one linear story.
Right.
I got to do every story of him. So I love everything. I mean, I love Astarion. I'm in love with my characters, you know. So him as a being was a wonderful, wonderful experience to ride for 4.5 years. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mackenzie.
My name is Dana.
Hi, Dana.
Dana.
I actually have have a kind of two-part question. I apologize. It's about motion capture. I have a few friends who work in some of the computer aspect of it, and I was wondering if you've noticed changes to how like the positions on suits are over time as...
No, it doesn't work like that. It changes because of the studio requirements. So each studio has their own... I've got some tattoo markers.
Whoa, it's not that kind of show. Slow down.
Yeah, I got some tattoo markers. So these ones are based on Imaginarium's tattoo marker, which I got the idea when I did a thing called Planet of the Apes Last Frontier. I got them done in the pandemic, so I just thought, fuck it. Every studio has their own set and own positioning based on their own system and how they deal with it. So these don't change. The technology hasn't really changed for quite some time. The fidelity of the software and the rendering and what you put it into, the rigs, etc., they've got better. So you have more new ones, especially with HMCs and mounted cameras. What's your second part of the question?
The second part was, do you guys ever get like the people in this
The skin tight styling.
do you guys ever get to see what has been recorded? Because my friends Dan and Luke were part of the team that would take the data and
clean it up and
say,
stuff. It's called real time. So real time is a tool that because I direct as well. So real time is very useful. It's not accurate. True data is literal what you see in the volume for real live action, and then you might see raw data afterwards, which is kind of accurate. Real time isn't as accurate, but it's useful because you get a sense of whether or not it'll work in the scene that makes sense. It's kind of like watching a grayscale, sometimes with rigs, which is like the physicality of the body and the creature or what have you on top of the pure skeleton. The pure skeleton is the actor. Then there's another skeleton and muscularity, which is called the rig, right? So you sort of fix it to the rig itself. We get to see that in playback sometimes. Sometimes it's kind of rendered as well. So Resident Evil 3, we actually have fully rendered characters. So I saw Nikolai when I was doing it, right? And we saw Nemesis when I was playing him as well. So because Nemesis was like 10 feet tall, and I had to get the sense of the weight with him and all that kind of stuff. So it's very useful. So yeah, we often use it as playback. We do often use it. We don't rely on it for data though, because it's not accurate. It's very useful to have a quick look and go, okay, let's do this again this way. Thank you. That was a good question. Thank you very much. Hello.
Hi, my name is Rebecca.
Hi, Rebecca.
And I was wondering, in the High Rollers episode, like BG3, when you were playing Astarion as a rogue, he is a perfect rogue, but playing him as a character, if there's another class that you think fits him, or if you could multi-class him, what would those look like?
So we could do another class as Astarion. I'd be rich. I'd be the rich class. I'd be multi-classing in rich and powerful. I'd multi-class in rich and powerful.
That's perfect.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi, my name's Toby.
Hey, Toby.
I was wondering, since Astarion is so much of a complex character, I just wanted to ask how much creative liberty were you given with it? Like, how much of Astarion is you, and how much is the script?
You're not me, but my input, you mean? Yeah. Actually, remarkably quite a lot. I didn't change any of the dialogue. The dialogue was so well written. The only thing that I asked for, which Stephen did anyway often, was contractions. Oh my god, you've changed. It's like an awesome magic trick. Setting up. Wow! Yes! Sorry, I was really distracted. Squirrel. Sorry, so the writing was so good, I didn't improvise anything. The only thing that I did was do funky things with the lines that Stephen, the writer, initially hadn't thought about. I didn't think I was going to do certain inflections and certain deliveries in the way that I did, or play certain jokes in the way that I did. And so he started writing to that rhythm. And then I started following his rhythm and starting funking around with it even more. So it was like a nice symbiotic relationship that we had. But I didn't improvise any lines. Like all the lines were so well written. They gave me a lot of freedom to really develop aspects of the character. The flamboyant maitre d', sort of things there. The stance, for instance, the mocap the stance he has, which is called a bass pose. It's actually a unique bass pose. Thank you, one person. It's actually a unique bass pose. The other characters don't stand like that. So things like that were really generous and encouraged me to take a lot of liberties. And that's where I got so much fun out of this character. To the point where new directors coming on would often talk to me and say, well, how do you see him? Because obviously I'll have a better understanding of him at that point, like 2-3 years down the line, you know what I mean? So remarkably, they gave me a lot of input into how he should be, which was amazing, generous of them. I love them very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, good question.
Nice. I have to be the bad guy in the room to tell you we've got like 8 minutes left, so we'll try to get through as many people as we possibly can.
I feel I'm the problem.
Not even. Hello.
Hi, Neil. Thank you so much for being here.
No worries, I got asked.
I'm in conservation. And
What's your name?
Diana.
Hi, Diana.
Hi. So I'm in conservation, and wildlife and biodiversity is a huge part of my life, and it's why I'm a druid elf all the time. But I was wondering, you mentioned a stray cat being your inspirational for Astarion.
Yeah, his name's Cat, because I respect his boundaries.
I was wondering if there was any other part of nature or wildlife in general that kind of inspires you to be Astarion. Anything in your performance?
Is there anything else in nature that I used? No, I didn't use anything beyond. The animal work was a lot, so I used a lot of that with certain things. It informed me in certain ways. He's actually a city boy. Astarion's a city kid. He's not actually an outdoorsy person, right? Do you know what I mean? He's become outdoorsy, but he's not really outdoorsy. So I actually focused on the sort of lavish, the luxury, the want and desire of nice things. Funny enough, was a bigger part than nature. One thing that I didn't do was musicality. I actually believe all my characters have musicality and tonality. So I usually make playlists for them. And they can be really random songs, like really weird things that, if you look at it, doesn't make any sense to you. But me as the actor, it actually really helps the scene.
That's a wonderful plan.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Yeah, I was going to say, please.
There's some really batshit crazy stuff in there as well. So I use musicality, but other characters definitely use nature, absolutely. I played an ape in Planet of the Apes, and that was very natural, very earthy, very connected. Definitely stuff like that. And with Astarion, no. He likes, not to make the effort, darling. He'd rather somebody else chop the wood, do you know what I mean? So he's that character, man. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi. Oh, wow. That's just loud.
Quite a shock, isn't it?
Hi, my name is Francis Lee.
Hi, Francis Lee.
I have a question. It's not a multi-based question, but as a voice actor or an actor, how do you get into the role more frequently? Because it's hard for me to actually reverse two different roles and everything.
Sure. It's a good question. So have you ever heard of a thing called a basic relaxation tool?
No.
Well, this is a method tool. This is why any actor in here, don't think of it as voice acting. It's acting. You should study theatre, film, as well as vocal work, etc., etc., etc. You should study everything. Because I use a method tool and some other tools from theatre that help me drop into character. There's a thing that I do with every character. I'll find a sentence and a physicality that is like a basic relaxation tool, and it literally drops me into character. So I can show you one from Planet of the Apes if you want.
Oh yeah, that was.
You want to see that?
Actually, pretty awesome.
So apes have this like sort of. Like that, just like that, to drop into.
Thank you. So no wonder why I
It's
keep
very simple, and nobody tells you what to do. Like Astarion's one is, hello, my name's Astarion, and that just drops me into
So a
character.
bit more flamboyant for Astarion. Okay.
It's not flamboyance.
Is it?
No, it's theatricality. It's a big difference.
Okay.
It's a presentation to avoid you seeing the reality of it.
Okay.
It's not flamboyant. Well, he is flamboyant, but it's not flamboyance. That's not the point. I think the point I'm trying to make is that find a movement or something, and then like, Heisenberg's like that. I don't know. That's how I got into Heisenberg, right? It's a little thing that you as the actor know that nobody else gives a shit about, that helps you drop into the character. And it's for you alone, you don't have to explain it to anybody, and it's not for anybody else, it's just for you. James Gandolfini used to do this elephantine movement and noise every time he'd do a scene. It's weird, but it doesn't matter, it's just for you as the actor.
Oh, okay.
You have to relate it to the actor.
Thank you so much. I might use it for a future stream voice acting thing.
Sure, make it
Thank you
your
so
own
much.
thing. Find your own thing, yeah?
You're welcome. I think we have time for one or two more, so we'll see what we can do. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
Hi.
So, with your Twitch stream,
With your Twitch stream.
What's your name?
Felicity.
Hi, Felicity.
Hi again. You've been playing Baldur's Gate on your Twitch streams, and you have your own character, Bowie, right? Bowie. What's your ideal ending for your playthrough, or do you don't want to spoil that?
We haven't got there yet.
You haven't gotten there?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
Everybody comes to the stream to find out. That's how you do it.
Sorry, that wasn't the answer you wanted to hear.
It's a good one, though. It's a good one. It's an ongoing answer. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. My name's Damien.
Damien.
Yeah.
Hello, Damien.
Hello, Neil. I had a cool question, but I completely forgot it. It was gonna be about because I write fan fiction.
Oh, cool.
So I was gonna ask maybe is there something in Astarion or maybe Heisenberg that you didn't get a chance to explore that maybe you wanted to?
Oh, I explored everything I
Yeah, because I was trying to work on something,
Sure.
maybe Baldur's Gate, but I'm
Which
not
you should do.
Yeah, I'm not
You should
trying.
just go for it. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what angle I want to go for with it.
I don't know. It's about your relationship with the character.
Yeah, I'm working on the plot for it right now.
Good
But
luck.
the question that I did decide to ask this is so dumb to me, but I think it's so funny. Is Astarion more of a yippee or a yahoo?
I'm gonna remind you, Gen X. No idea what you're talking about.
just
Both? Question mark? I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know.
I think it kind of works. I think
Okay, both.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Question mark.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. What's your name?
Zach.
Hey, Zach. Nice to meet you.
Hi. Because you said that you enjoy playing D&D, and you said that your longest campaign was 4 years. I enjoy playing D&D, but I've only ever done one-shot campaigns with my friends, so I wanted to know what maybe your favorite one-shot campaign was, if you've ever done one.
No, we did ours bespoke. We always made our own ones up. We didn't do the traditional ones. In Warhammer, we used some of the traditional ones, but in D&D, we always made our own ones up.
Awesome.
Yeah, I once killed a character in the very first beginning of a quest. Wow. Yeah, he was a swashbuckler, so my friend DM'd it, and he put me on a ship. I was supposed to escape, instead I charged the entire ship. And my character died, he's a first level swashbuckler, died immediately. It was like, my friend was like, I have nothing, I don't know what to do. I said, you're dead. It's like, well, that was great, bye. So, yeah, no.
Awesome.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
So we technically have hit time. Do you want to try something?
Yeah, but we don't care about that, do we? What are they going to do, tackle me?
It's me that gets tackled. Sorry, should I do two more?
Yes.
Two more.
Okay. Hi, Ada again.
Hi, Ada.
Hi. So not only are you an actor, but you do stunts, directing, performing, casting. You're a dad. You travel the world. What's the most important thing that you've come to learn about time management and juggling all these responsibilities?
I'm not very good at time management. I push my luck a lot. I think the main thing is that I don't always make time for myself, which is not always a good thing. So I try and make time for other people and for the stuff I want to do. I guess over the years, the one thing I've struggled with and tried to learn how to do better is to make time for myself, as well as everybody else. I do have some priorities. I have a little one. They are a bigger priority, quite frankly, in my life is. But I still need to be effective, therefore I still need to make. So I think I struggle with that still. I still struggle with that. But I try and be better because it helps me be a better human. To not be exhausted all the time. Yeah, I'm not very good at it, but I'm trying to learn that. Yeah. Thanks.
You got it.
Thank you.
It's going to be our last question. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, hi. I'm Aries. I'll make it quick. So,
Aries.
Basically, I really love Astarion. His character, his arc, it speaks a lot to me. And just apart from Astarion kind of running on spite for the most part, I can't really do that. I was wondering if you, as Neil Newbon, as a human being, has...
As far as you know.
Don't tell her.
I won't tell anyone. I have no one to tell. But I was wondering if you had any advice for someone who's kind of on the cusp of anything serious, but amidst all of the really crazy shit happening. Sorry for my language if there
No, fair.
how would you or how do you push through that? Like, you know, aside from
talking about like just stuff in the world,
like life, yeah.
like life, personal stuff, things that you're just like.
Okay, so caveating this by saying I am not a professionally trained therapist or counselor. Anything? No, I'm being serious. Anything I say, you gotta take it as my opinion about my life.
Of course.
I'm not telling you what to do in life. The one big thing, and this sounds incredibly cheesy, but it's true, that I changed a long time ago, like 20, 30 years ago, when I was a teenager actually, is I have cultivated an expression and experience of deep gratitude in my life. No matter what I'm going through, and I've had some very, very dark days, as we all have, I wake up every day and the first thing I do, especially if I'm having a bad day, or a bad month, or a bad year, is I take stock of what I have. And I make sure that I'm grateful for what I do have. I also don't place stock in material goods. Like, I don't care if I'm to be a millionaire, or to have this car, or to, you know, if I can afford something, great. But it's not my driving force in life. I was never driven to be famous or to make lots of money. My success is that I get to put a roof over my head, food in my mouth, food in my little one, and do the thing that fulfills me in life with great gratitude. That's how I deal with all the bullshit in the world. On top of that, I try to be generous to people, expecting nothing back in return. So if I'm kind to somebody, it's because I choose to be. They don't owe me anything for that, because it always comes back to you in a different way. Non-judgmental is also something I try to cultivate, which means I make a judgment about somebody, because everybody does, and it's BS if somebody says, I don't judge anybody. No, not true. Everybody judges everybody, but non-judgmental means to allow yourself to be open, to be wrong, and to be okay with it. Oh, I was wrong about that person. That's what non-judgmental really means. So I meet everybody around, I have a judgment of this person, the way they move, the way they walk, the way they talk to me, and I'll allow myself to be open-minded about this person, and about things, and be receptive to that. Because this is what life is. Life is an experience. I believe this consciousness, this body, is gonna go. It's a one-time thing. Our energy, matter scientifically changes to things, transcendental, like whatever you believe in, if you have faith, whatever, cool. But this experience is a one-time thing. Every day counts, every day matters, every action you do matters, every friendship you have, every missed opportunity, every opportunity you seize, it all counts. If you can have gratitude, if you can go into this life with joy and wonderment, and say, no matter what, I'm going to try today to make this better than yesterday, or to pass it to somebody else if I'm having a great time or not, then your life will definitely be enriched, regardless of whether people have faith or not. It doesn't matter. It's the experience and how we are with each people.
That's valid, yeah.
It's amazing.
But it takes work, because otherwise that's just a platitude, what I said.
Yeah, I'm still like, all of that is basically my...
It's a choice.
Yeah, I've actually been trying to do way more, not just like self-compassion, but like extending that towards other people, even when I'm like really not self-compassionate.
Sure, it's an ongoing journey.
Yeah. It's never-ending. It's
right.
lifelong. And
yeah, it is.
Thank you for clarifying that.
I don't know if that's going to help you, man.
I mean,
it's my point of view. Do you know what I mean?
It's a lot. No, it's a lot of what I already sort of believe, and I'm not trying to let the confirmation bias kind of meddle to what I know works for me. But you know,
But it works.
Yeah, it works.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Have you spoken to somebody?
Yeah, I have a therapist.
Great, amazing. That's conversation which is ongoing. Fantastic. I would say their opinion about this kind of subject matter is far more valid than mine. I'm just an actor director.
Oh, yeah, no, I just ask because I value your opinion as, you know, a human first and foremost, but also like someone who has unique experiences as an actor, as someone with a family, with somebody who has a bunch of stuff to balance.
It all comes down to gratitude, man. We're grateful for what you have and the experiences that you're having. And if you're lucky, you get good ones, and if you're unlucky, you get bad ones. The actions you take are important. Because all of us can sit there feeling bad for ourselves. I've definitely done it many times. If we can take an action, if we get support, if we're lucky to have good friends or chosen family around us, then we can get to take a healthy action and help. That's amazing. But therapists, they're trained to help. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that you're doing that. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Thank you.
Philly, let's show our gratitude. Thank you so very much for joining us. Come see him all weekend. If you didn't get a chance to ask me question, hit him up over there, ask your question, and enjoy him and all the things that he does. Neil, thank you so much.